Hi there and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole and today we'll be previewing Day 6 of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, Darwin Corporate Park Race Day, to be held this Wednesday, the 27th of July. As the biggest week in territory racing gets underway, with 3 meetings in 6 days, all eyes will be trained on Fanny Bay Racecourse, and with a 6-race card program for Day 6, hopefully a winner or two can be found. The first race is timed to go at 2:34 p.m, while the last of the half dozen is scheduled to jump at 5:29 p.m. In the first, the HK Solutions Handicap, it's a 0 to 62 event over the 1600 metres, and my numbers are 5, 2 and 6. I think Gary Clark can have a pretty good day on Wednesday. He's well clear in the Carnival Premiership. He's also going to win his 10th straight Trainers Premiership, that's the season premiership, come the end of this month. And I think in the first he can get the day off on the right note with number 5. We Will Remember, Jared Todd aboard. Good run here the other day when second to Lady Whistledown. That was over this trip of 1600 metres. It was the horse's first start over the journey. Handled it well, was well beaten, but saying that, there was a good margin back to the third horse. And I think We Will Remember will take all sorts of beating in the first. Number 5. Ahead of number 2, Siakam, the stablemate, trained by Gary, and Paul Shires in the saddle. A couple of good runs recently for second placings. Then a little disappointing, I thought, the other day behind Nakondi, but wasn't beaten far, only 2.4 lengths, and should be right in the mix here. And in for third, number 6, Southern Bolt, from the stable of Neil Dyer these days, formerly trained by Gary Lafoe. Paul Denton takes the mountain. Was a really good run here the other day behind Nakondi, only beaten a length and a half, doing its best work late. The step to the mile shouldn't worry Southern Bolt. He has won at the journey before. So in the first, my numbers are 5, 2 and 6. The second, the JTEX Construction Handicap. We move to the 1200 metre barrier now. This for the 0 to 62 gallopers. My numbers here are 1, 3 and 2. That man again, Gary Clark, with number 1, Chief Mondo, and Jared Todd in the saddle. Was a good winner last time out, beating Wild Rover, who races later in the day. And Chief Mondo's won 2 of his last 3. Speedy conveyance over this trip of 1200 will take plenty of beating. Number 1 on top. To beat number 3, Signor Fangio, trained by Dick Leach, and Siren Fork in the saddle. Drops in grade and up in trip. I think both of those are positives for Signor Fangio. He was 4th the other day behind Mr. Monaro. So as I say, down in grade here should help. And in for third, number 2, Elmore Ladd, racing well for Kim Han. Sonia Wiseman, she's riding well as per normal. And Elmore Ladd last start third to Smart Cap was good and should be right in the mix here. My numbers in the second, 1, 3 and 2. The third's the JLL Handicap. We move to the 1100 start now for the 0 to 66 sprinters. Only a field of 5 here, but I think Gary Clark can do it again. My numbers are 1, 3 and 2. Rising Sphere, the top weight, Jared Todd for Clarkie. He's only had the 1 start in Darwin, finished 7th on that occasion. That was over 1100 behind Mr. Monaro. He was in to race last Saturday. Gary pulled him out to save him for this race on Wednesday. I think he's pulled the right rein, and over the 1100 metres, I think he'll be very hard to beat. Number 1, Rising Sphere. To beat the stablemate, number 3, Shenanigans City, hasn't raced for some time, hasn't raced since the 20th of November. Actually won on this day 12 months ago, did Shenanigans City in Class 2 company. This in 0 to 66 grade. Paul Denton takes the mount. Fresh up can go a bold race, Shenanigans City, and in for third, number 2, Overruled. Had a start here last Saturday in the Open Handicap behind our Luca. Well beaten on that occasion, but dropping back in grade should assist his chances. Overruled. Adam Nichols for Emma Steele. My numbers in the third, 1, 3 and 2. The fourth, the Bet365 Class 2 Handicap over the 1100 as well. And my numbers here, 2, 3 and 9. Wild Rover for me here, number 2. Really good run last start behind Chief Mondo, beaten 1.8. That was his second run back this campaign. Third up this time. Tayan Holter will have him primed, ready to go, and I think he'll be hard to beat. Number 2, Wild Rover. Ahead of number 3, Rojo Boom for Mark Nyan and Sonia Wiseman. Consistent type, never goes a bad race. Last time out wasn't far away, even though 6th behind First Crusade. And I think Rojo Boom will be hard to beat here. And in for third, number 9, War Games, a newcomer to Darwin. This one trained by Dick Leach. I saw this horse trial the other day and did nothing wrong in the trial. Siren Fork aboard, and I've got it in to run third. Numbers in race 4, 2, 3 and 9. We move to the maiden, the Ironbark Aboriginal Corporation Trobus Maiden. It's race 5 on the card. at the 1300 metre barrier this time, and my numbers here in an even maiden field are 5, 2 and 6. Deserves to win a race, I think, number 5, Bear Forever, trained by Tommy Logan, Sonia Wiseman in the saddle. Put together some consistent performances, and then last time out a really good second, beaten 3 lengths by Coney, but Coney looks a pretty smart type, and I think Bear Forever gets his chance here to break through for a well-deserved win. Number 5. Ahead of number 2, Boy Big, trained by Kim Han, Adam Nichols aboard. He's had 3 starts in Darwin for 3/3, and certainly racing well and must be considered here. And in for third, number 6, Fisher, trained by Tayan Halter. Jade Hampson claims the 3 kilos here on Fisher. 2 good second placings behind Wolfburn and Packerdow, and then the other day in the Guineas finished down the track behind Wolfburn, but that said, no Wolfburns here. So my numbers in the 5th are 5, 2 and 6. We move to the last, the feature, the Darwin Corporate Park Cup, 40,000 up for grabs, 1,300 metres the trip for the 0 to 76 gallopers. Numbers here 2, 3, 6 and 7. She was very impressive winning the Rose Bowl, number 2, Valentina Star, and I see no reason why she can't be very hard to beat here again. That was 1,300, this is 1,300. Sonia Wiseman stays with her. She rode in the Rose Bowl and trained, of course, by Nicole Irwin, who obviously no cup runner this year, but her team's certainly going well. So I think Valentina Star, very hard to beat in the feature. Number 2, ahead of number 3, Autocratic. Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd aboard. Gary's got a couple of runners engaged here, Autocratic and also number 1, Obligatory. Autocratic, good second last time behind Hellguard. Consistent type, won't be far away here. And for third, number 6, Swing with Junior. Ran second and a close-up second to Valentina Star in the Rose Bowl. Kim Han, Stan Sakos, the combo there, should be right in the finish again. And in for fourth, number 7, Fragor, comes off a good last start win. And Jade Hampson takes the mount here for Tayan Halter. Numbers in the feature, 2, 3, 6 and 7. Best bet of the day, race 3, number 1, Rising Sphere. Liked him here on Saturday. He was a scratching. Gary's elected to save him for this Wednesday, and I think he'd be very hard to beat. Race 3, number 1, Rising Sphere. While the best roughie is in race 5, number 8, Quick Return. Race 5, number 8, Quick Return. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, and with a massive week ahead of us and simply not enough hours in the day, this will be our last edition of Track Talk until late August. My Bet365 Palmerston fancy is a Dick Leach trained Easy Beast in a super race earlier in the carnival, and I think he'll take a lot of beating in the big sprint on Saturday. While in the Cup, it looks a 2-horse war to me between Playoffs and Living the Dream. I think I'll plump for the West Australian Living the Dream to give Rob Galberti his 3rd Cup in the last 4 years. Until next time, good luck and good punting.